Have you ever considered how a personal connection can impact your business success? Please stay tuned as we go into a story about how this directly impacted an organization. Hi, today we're going to be talking about your business and your organization, so maybe we can start out by introducing and finding out what you guys do.
Great, thanks. Well, we're both commercial and private bankers for CalPrivate Bank, locally based here in San Diego, born 16 years ago. I'm a senior vice president, and this is my partner Albert. He's an assistant vice president. And together we work as a team, kind of running a business within a business. And we cater to successful entrepreneurs and successful real estate investors that have had some success in the past already, and they're trying to move on to their next things and build whatever empire they're building.
So your business is largely based on relationships, from what I'm hearing, which is very similar to what I do as well. And I think that relationships aren't just within business, they go outside of businesses. You know, you meet employees different places, you connect with different people that you end up doing business with. So maybe you guys can explain a little bit about how you two met and were connected.
Absolutely, and I like the thing that you said about relationships in business, because kind of our banking business is built on relationships, the solutions we provide, and then the trust that is created there. And that's kind of how we run our whole philosophy. And obviously everything starts with the relationships. And that's how we actually met in 2020, was through a relationship that we both had, even though we didn't know each other. So I'll let you kick off kind of the genesis of our relationship.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, like Sean mentioned, we met in 2020, best year of our lives. And, it's easy to think of that as the genesis, but really what started this relationship was a relationship that started in 2015. And that was with a mutual friend of ours, Bill Brennan. Bill has become a mentor to me now. And as we had our usual conversation, monthly coffees, and I was telling him the direction that I was trying to take my career towards, he made a suggestion to meet with Sean Puckett. And we started off having a couple coffees. I explained to Sean what I was trying to do with my career. Sean was trying to build a business here in San Diego with his team. And I think we gelled together well.
Well, yeah, and I think sometimes when you do have those mutual connectors, people that you both know, it creates a different synergy because you have that connection, you know that you have similarities. So maybe you could touch on that a little bit. I know you said that you had coffee a few times and that you started to talk. Was it natural at that point, just the relationship and how it developed?
Well, it's funny because I remember when Bill Brennan called me and wanted me to meet with Albert, and he was kind of selling me on why I should meet with Albert. And I said, Bill, like, I respect you. You've been a good friend. Like, anybody you want me to meet with, I'm going to meet with. So there's that relationship and trust right there. But then when I first met Albert, I had pretty low expectations because, he was younger in banking, and I thought I was just going to go on kind of a, maybe you call it like an informational interview where I share some things that I've learned in the industry. Yeah. But then when Albert showed up, he had such a magnetic presence, and he was so confident, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do and where he wanted to go. And I shifted quickly to, oh my gosh, this is the partner I've been looking for the last 10 years. And so, we both owe a debt of gratitude to Bill for being the connector and seeing the things that I had told Bill about what I was looking for and what Albert told Bill about what he was looking for. And then at that first coffee, there was obviously that immediate magnetism, and we kind of kept the conversation going. And a few months later, I gave Albert a job offer, and we've been working as partners kind of side by side ever since.
Well, and that's amazing. You think sometimes you don't even know these things. You meet somebody personally and you have no idea how those dots are connecting. And I think that's both personal and in business, those cross over. So I think a lot of what you guys do is those relationships, as you explained, with your clients that you work with. And maybe you could touch a little bit on how those relationships developed for you, for both of you. You came in, you had a different synergy, you had a different level of trust. How did that relate to the clients that you worked with? Were you able to bring that in immediately? Do you feel like that relationship cemented quicker so that you were able to like go in and have that trust in one another, maybe quicker than if you hired somebody that you didn't have that connection with prior?
Yeah, that's a great question. I remember back to my early days of banking, I was very much, I'm a banker in my suit and tie, and I had to show up as a banker. And I had like a personal life and a business life. And then about maybe 10 years ago, I decided I just needed to show up as Sean Puckett, the real person. And that's when business started flowing, relationships started getting easy. The reason I tell you that backstory is because when I met Albert, he didn't have that. He didn't have the, this is who I'm supposed to be and this is who I really am. He was just a genuine person from day one. And so how genuine he is reminds me every day to be genuine in my business life as well. And so to answer your question directly, yeah, as soon as we started working together, bringing our genuine self into any relationship, it started to be just this natural magnetism for people that wanted to work with us, with two just authentic people.
Yeah, I think it really gets back to authenticity, as you mentioned. I think there's a level of trust when people know that you're being your true and genuine self, and having that person being next to each other and that partnership and having that relationship, I think people pick up on it and they can sense it and they immediately will trust you because they know that you're being your genuine self. So how has your business relationship developed? How long have you guys worked together?
Me and Sean started working together April of 2021, you know, I believe we've grown tremendously since then. For instance, you know, in the early days, I would go to all the meetings with Sean, which was great for me because, you know, I was getting acclimated to this new form of banking, you know, consultative banking that Sean likes to do. You know, I think there's a level of trust. Sean knows that I'll get my work done, whether I'm in the office for 2 hours or 3 hours. The most important thing is that I get my work done, but that doesn't happen if he doesn't trust me enough.
So Sean, I think that goes back to the fact that you did have this personal connection. You had a more immediate trust level. I think that also builds culture in your organization, and having that connection and having people see that this is how you guys work together. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and I like that you touched on culture, because Albert and I have our own culture together in the way that we work. And that was cemented when we first started working together in like a hardcore commitment to a long-term journey that we were going on. So we kind of sat down, we did an offsite for a whole day together, and we built a business plan. And that business plan went out like 5 years. And we both committed to each other that, hey, we're in this for the long haul together. And then once we built that trust and that commitment, then we were able to have really authentic conversations together, good, bad, and ugly. And so I think today, I'm pretty proud to say that as much as I thought I was going to be mentoring Albert and leveling him up in the industry, he sees things that I don't see in myself, and he's constantly helping me level up.
You're learning from
I'm
each
learning
other.
from him,
Yeah.
way more than I thought I was going to.
And I think that goes back to having a true partnership, where you're able to learn from somebody and take from each other's experiences because you do have that trust in place.
Yeah, 100%. And then the culture that he alluded to, which is me giving him the freedom to get work done on his own time, is really important, because when you feel free in your job environment to be responsible for your results but not to be micromanaged, you know, that's the luxury that he has at his stage in his career, but it's the luxury we both have in CalPrivate Bank, because that's how the whole bank is run. It's a results-driven, relationship-oriented bank that starts from the top, and we just don't really get questioned on a lot of things. We just deliver what the bank wants, and it's really a nice environment to be part of, and I think that shines through in the relationships we build around town.
Well, and it shows that you guys care. You guys care enough that you're going to get everything done that you need to, because your primary focus is your client and who you're serving and your business relationship there. You mentioned earlier that you guys sat down, you did this 5-year business plan. I know you're about, almost a year fully in at this point. What do you see for the future for your organization and for your working relationship?
What we're trying to build is a team that we can replace Albert. So Albert will move up into doing more of what I do day to day, more independently, and then we'll have support to support both me and Albert and continue to grow the team that way. So the goal and the business plan from day one was to have Albert do some of the roles that would give him the technical banking experience so that when he was free to go out and do business development and manage his own relationships, he had the technical stuff built in. And so, I mean, we're ahead of track on that journey. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of like what we wrote down and kind of where we are today. So it kind of feels good. It's only been a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add to that, obviously, like that's primarily, yes, hire more people behind me, but we also want to have more Seans in the room. Me and him are building a business, but we also want to have more people that can do what Sean does, to help with our portfolio. So, and we know that's not going to happen if we don't continue to build these relationships with people and perhaps other bankers in the region.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you guys are really growing, and the exciting part to that too that I see is Albert is probably going to be able to bring somebody in and mentor them that same way, come up with a business plan with them and develop it, and you can see that grow, and that has to be really rewarding for you to see, Sean.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, and you hit it spot on. That's absolutely the vision.
I think that's the goal. Well, we appreciate your time today. I think it really gets back to connection. Connections are so important in business, but it's also personal, and you never know where those connections will lead. And it's a great partnership you guys have. It's very evident to see that you guys are doing amazing things and growing your business. So we appreciate you taking the time today to talk to us a bit more about this.
Thank you.